morning. Lucie here with a new small album. It's not that terribly small though. It'll hold lots of pictures, but I thought with this paper it's really cute. So I'll start off by going through it with you before we start the thing. So I closed it up with some ribbon. It flips open this way, and there's a pocket. There's also a magnet in here to hold it down. And so we can put a picture here. This flips up for a picture. This flips down for another picture. And then there's a belly band. So these flip back up and close. The other side opens up like this. Oh, I just want to make sure you can see. Here we go. This is better. It flips open, and this flips open. There's a pocket, and then this folds up and up and up and up. So you can have lots of close to 4x6. Okay. Now I didn't decorate mine on the outside, or on the inside, I guess. But you know, lots more picture room here. So even though it's a small album, it's mighty. There is I think I meant for it to go this way, did I not? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you can close it either way. And it closes back up. Notice, or you'll notice that there's no chipboard in this one. So let's get started. We will start with A, and we'll start by scoring. Okay, so with the 11" on top, I'm going to score at 6 1/8. I'm going to make sure you can't see that, can you? Okay, let's do this. All right, that's better. All right, with the 11" on top, 6 1/8 and 7 1/8. That gives us our 1" gusset. And for B, with the 11" on top, we're going to do it at 6 1/8 again, and 6 7/8. Not quite as large a gusset. Okay. Let's do something different this time. I'm going to score everything at once. Let's see if that goes a little bit smoother. And then you can decide, do you want to go one by one, or should we just do it all at once? So I have C with the 6 3/4 on top. I am going to score at 3/4 and at 1 1/2. For D, with the 5 1/2 on top, I'm going to score at 1/2. E, there's 2 of them. So with the 5 1/2 on top, I'm going to score at 1/2. Our F piece is a pocket. So on the 6 1/8, we're going to do 1/2 on one side, 1/2 on the long side, and another 1/2. So you can tell it's going to become a pocket. G is the belly band, and we don't do anything to it. No scoring, done. H, there's 3 of them. So on the 10 3/4, we're going to score at 5 1/8 and a 10 1/4. We're going to do that with all of them. So 5 1/8 and 10 1/4. Five 1/8, 10 1/4. I is our last piece, and on the 7 5/8, we're going to score at 1/2 and at 5 5/8. So that's the one little notch after the 1/2. Okay. So now we can put our scoring board away. And we're going to go back. I had flipped them one on top of the other, so now I can just reflip and put them this way. So we're going to just set them here. Fold. Always fold towards the mountain. We're going to fold both pieces, both score lines. Burnish, and let's do B at the same time. And burnish. Okay, now we're going to attach the 2 of them together. Okay, so we're going to attach A to B by putting tape on the inside of the 3 7/8 inch piece. So let's take a look. Let's measure to see which one is the 3 7/8. That's not. So it's this one. Okay. This is the A piece. And this is 3 7/8. So we're going to apply tape to the inside. Okay, so to this one. And I'm going to apply tape to all 4 sides. There we go. Just for good measure, I'm going to just put a piece down that way. Come on. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to adhere the longer piece of B. So this is B. We're going to adhere this long piece to this piece. Okay? We're going to make sure that we have it even. So I'm just going to put it into the, like this here. Now what we could do is put wet glue on here so that we make sure that we have some wiggle time, but I'm going to be brave or maybe silly and not do that. I don't want to go over the score line, but there we go. Okay, and I don't like this. I can see my tape a little bit here. Okay, so this is now our little album. Okay, so we're going to take C, and I'm going to burnish those score lines. And C is we're going to tape on this one piece here, and we're going to miter it. Now, I think it would be better to use wider tape. So I have some wider tape here that I'm just going to use. And then I'm just going to kind of put it in the center. Okay. I don't usually use this wider tape, so there we go. So it's in there centered. And we're going to attach this one to the middle of, I say the middle of the folio. So this is the left, this is the right. So the middle of the folio on the left-hand side. Okay, so on this side, but not on this 1-inch gusset. Okay, and I can tell that I'm going to be a little bit too big. Okay, so always check that before you get started. Now I could just cut that off. I think I'll cut it off after I put it in. I'm gonna miter. And I'm gonna, because I like to work kind of upside down, I'm going to set it alongside the score line, not on it. And I'm going to make sure I'm lined up on the top. And there we go. Okay. Now, it is too wide, so I'm going to have to pull this in, and just going to put it back into my cutter. And I'm going to go even with this side. I don't know how come I'm not even, but there we go. I probably cut too much off, but whoop. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. We've got our C piece in. Let's go on to our D piece. Okay, D, we're going to put tape on this 1/2 inch. Always putting the tape on the valley side unless otherwise indicated. Okay, I'm going to miter. And burnish. Now, I prefer burnishing on the paper side, not on the tape side, because it might have a tendency to kind of rib out on you, kind of looking like cooked bacon. You know how that happens. So better to go on the paper side. Okay, so D is going to attach to the piece on the left of A. So this was C, this was A. So with it open, okay, we're going to put this one on the left-hand side. So it's going to go here. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way again. I'm going to make sure that I'm even. And I'm not. I just put it down wrong. Now I'm going to pull. Just going to use undo, which is your best friend when you're making albums. There we go. It's wonderful stuff. It doesn't hurt the color of the album, and it also does not hurt the glue, or the, not the glue, sorry, the tape. Only works on tape. Okay, there we go. That's D. And we have 2 E's, or you should have 2 E's in your package. We're going to tape those. This album just goes together so quickly. You can have one done in less than an hour. I find putting the pattern paper down takes longer than making the album itself. Okay, we're going to wire both of these. And I'm going to fold and burnish. Fold and burnish. Now these 2 are going to go, we're going to open up D, and one is going to go on top here of A, and the other one is going to go at the bottom of A. Okay, and I put mine, ouch, I centered mine. Up to you if you'd want to put one on this side. I wouldn't put it on this side because it has to do a lot of, you know, this gusset needs to have freedom. So I would suggest you center it. I think that probably would be the best. And it seems to me that I had to snip a little bit off of one of them. After I made the original, I found, no, I already changed the dimensions. So I'm going to put mine in the center, or kind of in the center. I don't technically, it's got to be centered between this score line and that score line, okay? This looks about right. I don't, I mean, if you want to measure and be exact, go for it, but I tend to just go. Now, this one though, I'm going to make sure that I'm even with that one, okay? So I'm going to make sure that when I close it, they're going to be, you know, the same, and one on top of the other. So, like that. There we go. There. So that we've finished the left-hand side. Okay. Now, in your package, you will have had, you have 2 sets of magnets. One will go here, so on the inside here of D, and the other one will go on the top part of E. So they'll go like this to keep this nice and closed. Okay. Now we're going to go to the other side. Oh, I think I've still got one more thing to do here. I need to put my pocket on here. So we're going to miter through here, right through the X part, and we're going to tape along here. Here it is. Oh, that flew away. can tape before you cut, then that way you don't have to try to piece it. But okay, I'm going to miter on the top here just a wee little bit too, just so it doesn't stick out. Okay, so I'm going to burnish those. Okay, and this, I put it, the way I made it, I put it here so that it opened up this way. Okay, so let's always do the bottom first. Okay, so now I have to do it this way. So it goes on the D piece. Okay, and like that. And we'll take these pieces off. And all I do is I go in the center and then go down. And we have our pocket. Okay, we are on G. Now this belly band is going to go onto here. Okay, right, and I did it horizontally. If you want to, you can do it vertically. You'd have to cut some off. Okay, now it goes here, and all I did was I put 5mm tape on each. I don't know if you can see that. I'll do it and then I'll show you if you can't see. Just put 5mm tape on each side. It's tough when it's on my holder. Let's try it this way. There we go. Okay, so I just have tape on both ends, and I'm going to set it down in here, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait until I have my pattern paper down. Okay, so this will be the last thing you put down because you want to be able to put the pattern paper down on it. So that's G. We'll close that, and we'll go over to the other side now. Other side, middle side. Okay, so let's open it up. These little pieces all over. And we are on H. And there are 3 H's the same way, right? So we're going to start by putting tape on the 1/2 inch where you scored at 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to miter these. There we go. Okay, and we're going to fold, for sure, fold these the same way we always do. Okay. Okay, so we are going to put this piece onto this piece. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to make that long pull out that I showed you. Okay, so we're going to put this one onto the unscored side. Okay, so we're going to go like that. Okay, and we're going to do that again with, where did my other one go? Here it goes. I'm going to do the same thing again with this one. So we're going to have a really long piece that's together. So I'm going to, here we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to fold this one in and that out. And this in and that out and this in. So what you have is a long, oh, here we go, it goes on this side, sorry. What you have is a long zigzag accordion pocket, or not pocket, but pamphlet. Okay, so we're going to put this H to the top of B. So if you remember, B was this middle piece. I have it labeled here, but it's the what I consider the middle piece. Okay, so we're going to put B or H, sorry, to the top of B. Okay, there's something wrong here. Aha. I'm a little bit too, I cut too much off of my that's not good. Because see, it's sticking out. What is, I think I did cut too much off. It's 5 1/8. But these are, well, it's 5 1/8. See, it does stick out though. And I don't like that. Huh. Okay, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. Now you can, if you want, you can put it at the bottom. Stick it to the bottom of your piece, and so then you'll pull it up this way, or you can put it at the top and you'll be pulling it up this way. So either way works, whichever way you prefer. Okay, so we're gonna take this off. And I put my other one on top, so I will do the same again. Oh, no, not there. I don't want you there. Oh. This needs a little bit of undo to take it off. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Black on black is really hard to see. It's not exactly the same width, so you're going to eyeball centered and put it down. Okay, there. Now, we have one more piece, and that's I. And I goes down I will go down onto here. Okay, so we're going to put tape on the 1/2 inch again. Like so. And I'm going to, whoa. Okay. Gonna miter. And I'm going to burnish. Now we have another scored piece. I'm going to fold that up. And this becomes a pocket as well. And what we're going to do is, again, we're going to take that 5mm tape and we're going to put it on the side so that it closes up the pocket and doesn't have any extra paper. You can do this with any pocket, really. It's actually kind of cool because then you don't have all that extra paper in there. Okay, see how I've got it on the two sides? Okay, so we have to bring back our album and find, okay, so this is the bottom, or the last one, shall I say. So we're going to put this one here like this on it so that our pocket sits up. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. I'm turning it around and I'm just going to take it off of its many layers here just so it sits nicely in front of me. Okay, so I'm going to put it, I'm going to make sure I'm even with the rest and burnish. Okay, and now I'm going to take these pieces off. And again, I'm just going to go from the center and over. So now we have a pocket here too. Okay. And last thing we need to do is to put your magnets on. You have 2 sets of magnets. So one set was over on the left-hand side, one set on the right-hand side. Now, if you'd rather it go C over top of this piece, then put your magnets here. Okay, so I think that's what I'll do. So I'm going to put one magnet here, and I'm going to put the other magnet here. Make sure when you're putting your magnets in, though, that you've got these gussets nice and straight up, right? You don't want them to be folded in or folded out. You want them to be standing nice so that they're where they should be. Okay, so make sure that they are standing nicely. Okay, and that's it. Just remember, after you've put your pattern paper on, that you have to put your belly band in. And before you start putting your pretty paper on, you put some tape on the front and attach your ribbon. Put your tape on the back B here put your ribbon, and then you can do all your paper, your pattern paper. So that is this cute little album. I made it for just kind of anything, but I think it'd be cute for Christmas because it's not like really huge if you don't take a lot of pictures at Christmas. But yeah, or for any occasion, if you wanted to just maybe a retirement with some pictures in there. But I just thought it, I kind of made it with the thought that we sometimes don't want, 50 pictures in an album because that's not the way we're going to give it away. And so just, 20 or so is good enough. So that is Home Sweet Home. If you have any questions, if you have any problems and want to get a hold of me, I am at the Scrapbook Cottage every Thursday afternoon from 1 to 6. You can give me a call there. You can pop in and I'll see if I can help you. Or call Kathy. She knows all the tricks of the trade as well. So just give us a call. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye now.